It takes a lot to set up to go live on a day-to-day basis. Not even just on a day-to-day, just in general. I had to set up the mic. That took me about 10 minutes to set up, and now my computer is making this noise where connection's unstable. Great. But today I wanted to make this video because I was watching something yesterday talking about Alex Hormozi dropped it, talking about giving you an unfair advantage, and I kind of just like spin it around because this is kind of how I feel, and you're probably feeling this too. And I'm not here to motivate you, I'm here to wake you up with 10 harsh truths that no coach or guru or even podcast host will say out loud, with the exception of Alex, of course. And if you're not willing to hear these, then you're probably not willing to succeed. The first thing is pain means progress. Pain just means pain, unless you choose to alchemize it. No, so that's not what I want to say. Pain equals progress. You have to go through the pain in order to see progress. And the way Alex explained it is like I immediately got what he said because he said you have to go through the pain. Like when you go to the gym, you go through pain. And when you learn something new, that's frustrating, that's pain. Also, as a child, when you're growing, you get growing pains. Pain is something that's natural, but a lot of these words, we give them definitions that are negative, but when you really drill down into the root of these words, it's almost like we were just sold a lie. Like no, never say no, that's a bad thing, but no is a good thing because it can help you with keeping your sanity. Like someone says, "Oh, can you go to the store for me?" But you're like working on an intense project for school, but then you say yes, and then you're frustrated going to the store. It doesn't make any sense, right? Pain is progress. I don't like what this did here. Let me go back up here. Which other one? Ignore critics. This one's a big one, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped making the podcast for so long, because I let somebody get inside my head, and if you let them get inside your head, they win. You're living by their rules. And I had somebody comment, he's like, "Oh, how are you giving advice and you're broke or you don't have nothing and blah blah blah," because of the way my background looks. And I let that get to me. But knowing what my truth was, I shouldn't have let that get to me because I know what I'm building and what I have going on. And the reason why I'm in this situation is because of mistakes I've made, but I can always correct those mistakes, right? I let that person really stop me from continuously posting online for months upon months because I just let it sit in the back of my head. Not even hearing that person's voice, but just that person's words. And words are very powerful. But if you know you're on a mission to do something, you have to ignore you just gotta ignore all the noise and just continue doing what you're doing. And if you watch some of my videos, you'll notice I talk about a lot of the things that I go through that you guys can keep up to date and see what I'm going through in my life to understand my situation. The other one is selective productivity. This one is something that I struggle with a lot because I'm always doing a lot of things. So I'm always busy but never productive. Well, I wouldn't say never, but I'm noticing that I'm not productive. And you're probably somebody that's busy but never productive. And the reason for that is your focus. You're not focusing on just like one thing, you're focusing on many things. And when you focus on many things, it's going to look like or appear that you're not doing anything. You need to drill down into what is the most important thing that I need to do and use that focus by saying no to everything else. Everything else is a distraction. You got to come in and say, "You know what? No, I'm not doing it. I'm only focusing on this one thing." And that's led me to why I'm writing my next book called Start Ugly, where it helps you just overcome these mindset traps that you've been stuck in for so long. And focus is what you need to do in order to get ahead. A lot of people want to do many things but don't have a schedule. And how can you say you're always busy or think that you're actually getting something done if you don't have a schedule. That's a book that I'm coming out with. If you want access to it, there's a wait list down in the comments that you can click, or not the comments, the description. Next is fear versus regret. You have to face fear head on, because what's worse, the fear of something or the regret of not doing? I say it's the regret, because the regret will live with you forever. Oh, why didn't I do that when I was younger? I know guys that were very good at basketball, and I thought they would have made it to the NBA, but I don't know what got into their head to tell them that they couldn't. I guess it's because we're Canadian, and Canadians, but look how many Canadians are in the NBA now, right? And now they have to live with the regret of never trying to make it to the NBA, right? Imagine being 60 years old and reflecting back on your life when you were 20 and saying, damn, I wish I just kept going. I could have made it. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? That's why you gotta face your fear. Acronym that I heard that always sticks with me is false evidence appearing real. It's not real. It's all made up in your mind. And your mind is a very dangerous object, because your mind is designed to keep you safe. So, hear what I'm saying. Your mind is designed to keep you safe. So, if your mind's designed to keep you safe, in order to achieve something that is new and different, you have to go out there and you have to do something different, and it's unfamiliar to you. When things are unfamiliar to you, what's your mind going to tell you? To pull back, don't do it. For example, investing money. In order to make money, you have to risk some money. So when you risk that money, you can potentially end up losing it or gaining, which is a reward. If a reward equals risk, and your mind is designed to keep you safe, then your mind and risk and safe do not equal each other. That means your mind is literally setting you up for failure. Something for you guys to think about. Your mind is designed to keep you safe, and if you want to get out of that trap, you have to go against what it's telling you to do. No, pull back. No. You're probably an introvert and you have the best ideas. Oh, you have the best ideas, but you're not executing because of that internal belief that your mind has set up. No, don't do it. You're an introvert. You can't speak, and it's like, you're not an introvert. You're somebody living. How would I say it? You're somebody that's living with that identity, and that's not your true identity. It's whatever you want to be in that moment. For me, I throw these shades on, and I feel like I'm Tony Stark. I go out there. I jump on camera. I do the most. Like right now, recording on live on YouTube. What was that? That's another thing that I want to discuss, regret. And another one is hard conversations gets you equals new levels. Sometimes you have to have those difficult conversations. The longer you hold on to it, imagine you being a bottle and you just keep stuffing all the hard conversations in there. It's gonna start. Your body's gonna start to internalize it. Where, say you want to have a conversation with your boss to get a raise, and you never say, hey boss, can we talk about this raise? Or you're doing too much work. It's just you're gonna explode. And when you explode, it's not a good thing. Whether mentally, physically, whatever it may be. But you definitely have to start having those hard conversations. Sometimes, again, it goes back to the fear and regret. It seems hard when you think about it, but the moment you take action, it can probably go a totally different way for you. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, right? But you'll never know until you step into that and actually do it. Don't be afraid to take the chances and go for it. Results are greater than excuses. You can sit there all day saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I have no time. What are your excuses doing for you? They're doing absolutely nothing. They may be valid, but they won't get you results. They may be valid, but they won't get you results. If you want to start seeing results or something change, you have to start sacrificing and making these changes. Which leads to the next one. Hard way is the easy way. And I've heard this a few times in the last couple of days. Hard way is the easy way, because if you do something easy now, it's going to be hard forever. But if you do something hard now, you'll have freedom later. So easy now. You get a easy job. You're in high school and you're like, I got my first job. It's easy to get that job. It's an entry level job. But now you decide that you're going to go to school. You decide to move out. You decide you're gonna have start a family, but you're still working at that job. You're literally setting yourself up for a hard life. That entry level job is not enough to pay for school, live on your own, and start a family. You're literally setting yourself up for failure by continuously doing something that doesn't work for you. But let's say hard now, freedom later. Instead of going out and partying or even moving out with your moving out or starting a family, you say I'm gonna grind at going to school, getting a good job, starting my own business. That 5 to 10 years from now, I'm set. It's hard now, but it's setting you up for freedom later. And us as or us as society, the reason why they say 99% are successful in the one or the 99% of us or 90% of us are not living up to the standards that we want is because we're always chasing the easy things. We're not going after the hard things. For example, well, kind of the opposite, but I had a friend. He was working a six-figure job, but he didn't like the dynamics of the culture around the company. He said, you know what? He seen me being out there being a full-time entrepreneur, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna take a leap of faith and I'm gonna go out there and do it. Started his company last year, created a business plan. I'm not a fan of business plans, but he created one, and I went to the bank, got a loan, got his equipment, and he hit the ground running. And when I mean hit the ground running, he went out there and he did the hard work. He went and knocked on, not necessarily, knocked on doors until people said yes to what he had to offer. And this year, not even, I don't even think it's a full year yet. He literally resigned from his six-figure job and he's doing what he wants to do full time. And he's making, he's not making as much as what he was making at his job, but he gets back his time. He's only working a fraction of the time. So now when his business starts picking up, he could literally just sit back, maybe work a couple hours a week, but now he gets to enjoy family time, no stress of work, because he set himself up for success. He did the hard work, which was previously, for freedom later. Also, don't give away your power. That goes back to what I was saying about that person. Don't let things offend you or control you. And I think it was about a couple weeks ago, I almost let somebody get into my head again. They just pissed me off. And I made a video about it. I was going to post it. But then I paused and then I reflected. And I was like, what good is that going to do me by putting that out there? The person's going to probably laugh, have a kick out of it. And I was like, you know what? I had to put my Eminem hat on, and the rapper, not the candy, and say to myself in 8 Mile, instead of letting them just try to tear me down, it's like, call out my flaws. My basement, this is my basement, this is where I live. And the reason why I'm in this situation is because I got pretty much burned while building my house. I'm at my mother-in-law's house. But that's a story for another day. But going back to what I was saying, like the person, don't judge a book by its cover. And that person was judging me based on my cover, right? And I let that, well, not that person, but the person after that, I can't even remember what they said. You see, it wasn't even that important. And when things like that happen, don't give those people the time of day or put them on a pedestal, because when you do that, that literally just throws you off from everything that you want to do. I went back and I was like, you know what? What's the positive of this outcome? And the positive of that outcome is I read in a book, Diary of a CEO, Learn to Piss People Off. And I knew what I was doing was working because I pissed that person off. And I was like, you know what? You're not winning, I'm winning. Because that means if you don't like what I'm doing, that means on this side, there are people that like what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I was excited after that. And then I just flipped that whole script and made a video about I got my first hater. And my first hater turned into my second hater. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, people are actually noticing me, which is a good thing. You can't play it safe in the middle like this, because when you play it safe in the middle like this, nobody cares. But when you play to one side, there's going to be the opposite, the opposition, or as the young kids call it, the ops, that don't like you, which is a good thing, because guess what? They're going to talk about you. And when they say there's no such thing as bad publicity, I understand what that concept means now, because if they're talking about you good or if they're talking about you and it's bad, that just means more people are going to hear about you. Like some people say, oh, Donald Trump, I hate that guy and blah blah blah. It's like you're only making the man look bigger than he really is by just talking about him. Why even bother mentioning his name? If it has no direct effect on your life, who cares? Don't even bother. This one was good. Have no shame. If you're broke, get shameless. If you're broke, you have no shame. You should have no shame. The person with the least shame makes the most progress. If you're where you don't want to be, why not just go and do the things that will help you get further ahead? You're letting your ego stop you from greatness. Just go out there and do what it is that you need to do. Who cares what people have to say to you? But the funny thing is, it will be a funny story later on when you tell your come up. Everybody I've seen online all has a come up story. Myron Golden says, I used to make $1.25 an hour or something like that. I don't know. It was something ridiculous. But I know it was less than what I was making when I was working at a grocery store. I was making $6.25 and I was pissed because the minimum wage was $6.50. But because I was under 16, they can give me less money. I was like, are you friggin' kidding me? That pissed me off. But that's my story growing up, right? And everybody that's successful, they all had those stories. Like Russell Brunson said he was wrestling, or no, he sold potato guns online and then his business tanked and then he was wrestling. His wife was taking care of the family because he didn't make no money. All these guys all have stories. Don't worry about looking foolish for people. If you gotta go drive Uber, go drive Uber. If you need to work at McDonald's, work at McDonald's. Just so that you can just do what you need to do so that whatever you're working on, you have something to sustain your lifestyle or cover your bills, not sustain your lifestyle because you're broke at that point, right? But even if these hit you in the gut, it's good because that means you're still alive. And now, prove it. Pick one action today. No more waiting, no more watching, and just get to work. Do the work that you need to do. For me, it's cutting off social media. And I keep saying I'm going to try and try it. It's one of the hardest things because it's a routine now. So I got to break that routine by finding things to do. Right now, I'm making content. If you liked what you've seen in this video today and you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And I'm also going to be uploading this onto my podcast. If you have Apple or Spotify, you can most definitely find me there. And don't forget to download the episode. My name is Dean, the Wealth Coach, go-to guy for building wealth. And thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.